the African savanna, where the sun scorches the earth, where every blade of grass and gust of wind recalls the oldest law of survival: the strong survive, the weak disappear. This is a world where compassion has no place. Every creature that exists here is the result of millions of years of evolution, shaped by hunger, pursuit, blood, and fear. In this world, no creature stands more regal than the lion, the king, without a crown, who strides across the plains as if the land itself was made to serve it. Lions are not just symbols of power because of their mane, which looks like a crown, or their powerful pounce capable of bringing down prey twice their size. What makes them rulers is their territorial control. To a lion, territory is not merely land to rest upon or a place where fresh water flows. It is the heart of the pride, where females give birth, where males pass on their genes, and where cubs learn to hunt and grow under the watchful eye of the ruler. Losing territory means losing everything. A lion driven from its land will wander like a shadow, without food, a pride, or a future. They slowly die in isolation, starving, freezing, or worse, killed by their own kind if they dare trespass into new boundaries. In nature, few animals defend their territory as fiercely as a male lion. On the land they control, every drop of urine scattered along bushes, every claw mark on tree trunks, and every roar heard from over 8 kilometers away at night is an unmistakable declaration of ownership. This roar is not only instinct, but a biological weapon. The low-frequency sound affects the hearing of intruders, making them sense the presence of a stronger individual waiting for them. According to research from the Journal of Animal Behavior, the deeper and longer the roar, the more the listener perceives its owner as older, stronger, and more dangerous. An adult male lion can weigh from 180 to over 220 kg, with a body length exceeding 2 meters. Its pounce has the equivalent force of a high-speed collision. One successful strike is enough to prevent prey, like antelopes or even zebras, from getting up. But strangely, lions are not as skilled at hunting as many might think. Most hunts are carried out by the females in small groups at night. Male lions only participate when larger prey like buffaloes need to be taken down, or when food is scarce. So why are they still kings? The answer lies in their defensive role, in maintaining territory, and in keeping their lineage intact. A lion pride usually consists of 1 to 3 adult males, often brothers, working together to control a vast area, sometimes as large as 250 kilometers. Life on the savannah is not a series of lazy days under the shade of trees. Even as kings, male lions always live under the threat of dethronement. Fights break out unpredictably, often in the dead of night. Roars echo, manes fly in the wind, and claws clash like stones. The loser is driven from the land that once belonged to it. If it survives, it must leave, carrying with it physical wounds and a loss of honor. If it is badly injured, hyenas will track it down and finish it off. On the plains, a lion without territory is as good as dead. However, the story of territory is not only one of bloodshed. It is also a place of bonds. In a stable pride, female lions give birth every 2 to 3 years. They raise their cubs together, even nursing each other's offspring. The males, though not involved in rearing the cubs, still play a crucial role keeping enemies at bay. When a male lion roars near the edge of the territory, wild dogs, leopards, or hyenas immediately change direction. Each step of the lion is a reminder this is its domain, and the owner is unforgiving. A 2021 study published in Nature Ecology and Evolution found that lion prides with stable territorial control had a 70% higher cub survival rate than those frequently threatened. Territory is not just land, it is biological stability, the foundation for development. And when you see a male lion lying in the shade, don't be fooled by its lazy appearance. This is not leisure. It is a brief pause in a life that is always ready to fight to maintain the right to exist. Behind those half-closed eyes is a land it has shed blood to claim, cubs it must protect, and battles it must anticipate at every moment. In the scorching African heat, where every creature is caught in the dance of survival, the lion sits quietly but regally, as if to say to the entire savanna, "This is my territory, and if anyone dares to enter, they better be prepared to pay the price." The shadows stretch long over the cracked plains, where roars echo like the drums of ancient battles. Two male lions from Ado, inseparable as shadows, are heading south. They are not hunting, they are invading. The southern territories, Kwandwe and Monomaholo, hold rare water sources and large female prides, a reward for any who dare spill blood to claim them. For nearly an hour and a half, they move and roar. Their calls are not meant to hide, but to challenge. And in the distance, two roars respond. Ado pauses. The roars are closer, stronger. They begin to accelerate, muscles rippling beneath the dust-covered manes. But then, at the edge of enemy territory, they stop. The invisible boundary that every lion can feel. The hesitation lasts only seconds. From the south, Kwandwe and Monomaholo emerge, massive and fierce. No more roars are necessary. A glance exchanged, and all four charge into the dust-filled haze. But Ado has stepped into unfamiliar territory, not knowing each bush or rock. In an instant, one Ado is separated and pinned by both defenders. The growls turn into painful screams. His brother, the remaining Ado, returns, chest heaving, eyes burning with fury, but then halts, just 100 meters away. It stands motionless, helpless as it watches its brother fall. The battle ends not in victory, but in death. One Ado lies behind, bloodied, dreams of territory fading beneath the claws of the two defenders. A lion's life is not measured in years, but in the battles it dares to fight. And today, one has fought and fallen, leaving the brother standing, roaring into the late afternoon, across the eerie silence of the field. Under the smoky sky from the forest fire in Kruger, the air is thick with tension and lurking danger. The confrontation is about to unfold, a battle for the throne on the savannah. Two male lions from Inbury, Scar and Shaka, and the current alpha pair, the two Imperials who rule over the most fertile land of Embury pride. Scar, the larger male, bears a long scar across his left face, a mark from an old battle with the very males who once dominated this land 2 years ago. Now, he returns, no longer alone but with his brother Shaka by his side. Together, they march into the territory with an air of unmasked confidence. They roar, a long, deep, and resonant roar that echoes across the tall grasses and scattered termite mounds. This roar is not meant to hide. It is a challenge. On the other side, the two Imperials hear it. They respond with their own roar but do not appear immediately. In the world of lions, a territorial battle is never a mere game. It is life and death. Losing territory means losing the opportunity to mate, losing the pride of females, and losing existence itself. Scar and Shaka do not wait long. Their bodies are full of power, each step pounding the ground as they urge their fighting blood to boil. They know this opportunities like today do not come often. especially when the embery females have seemingly scattered north, leaving the central territory almost vacant. Then, the Imperials appear, from atop a termite mound. Mandeville stands, staring northward where the roars originated. He is alone, with no sign of Lambelia. On his own, he knows he cannot stand against two massive invaders like Scar and Shaka, who have survived many battles. But he does not back down immediately. He stands there, waiting, hoping for an ally to emerge from the grasses. But none come. Scar is the first to charge. His body is tense, his mane billowing in the wind like a dark flame. Shaka circles to the left, pushing Mandeville into a pincer. The clash erupts in the misty haze of dusk. Takedowns, bites, claws, and deep roars all merge into a bloody symphony. Mandeville fights fiercely, but it is not enough. He is forced to the edge of a slope, with nowhere to retreat. A bite catches his throat. A kick sends him tumbling forward, and then he runs. There is no chance to turn the tide. A retreat, unglorious, but alive. Scar stands there, panting, his body smeared with mud and blood. Shaka roars. That roar is now a declaration this territory has a new owner. In the fading light of dusk, the two invaders stand tall, looking down on the land they have just claimed. They do not yet know that many challenges lie ahead the scattered females, enemies who could return at any moment. But for now, they are the victors. And victory is all a lion needs to survive. Under the dappled evening sunlight filtering through the canopy, 3 seasoned male lions of the pride roar fiercely. The sound of authority, a declaration this is their territory, and no stranger is permitted to stand here. At the edge of the grassland, a young male lion, his mane still thin and his eyes blazing with fire, stands alone. He does not belong here, but there is a lioness, and he has risked his life to approach her. In the wild, that action is a challenge, and rulers never ignore such challenges. The 3 males advance, not hurriedly, not recklessly, just steady steps like the rhythmic beat of a warrior's drum. They no longer roar loudly, they rumble low, like thunder rolling beneath the earth. The young lion feels the pressure from them, but he does not retreat. His muscles tense, his mane sways with every sharp breath. He is young, not many scars yet, but his eyes burn with anger and survival instinct. The confrontation erupts in a flash. One male charges, claws slicing through the air. The young lion narrowly dodges, retaliating with a bite to the attacking male's shoulder. The roars mix with the heavy breathing, a moment that seems evenly matched, and that makes the 3 males pause. They see him not just as an intruder, but as a real opponent. But territory cannot be compromised. Though they respect the strength of the stranger, they cannot allow his existence in this place. After a few heavy swipes and a blow to the chest, the young lion stumbles. Blood begins to spill from his shoulder, his hip. He can no longer maintain his balance. His eyes still burn with fire, but his body no longer holds steady. Instead of killing him, the 3 males stop. The instincts of the dominant lions tell them today, a warning is enough. He understands the rules. This is not his land. It is not his time. The young lion retreats, step by step, blood dripping onto the green grass. He has survived, but the wounds may be the end if he does not leave immediately. No time for rest, only instinct and the pain to guide him. Behind each powerful roar are unhealed scars, the price of power that not every victor is willing to pay. A male lion who dominates today could become forgotten tomorrow, for in the wild, no throne is permanent. The young, brave, and hungry lions always lurk at the edges of territory, waiting for the opportunity to overthrow those at the peak. The cycle repeats, brutal, harsh, yet impossible to look away. For it is in this brutality that the purest beauty of nature is found, where every creature lives truly, fights truly, without artificial morality. Share your thoughts, and don't miss the next wild stories where instinct always speaks louder than reason.
Zebras, with their distinctive black and white stripes, are one of the most recognizable species among the myriad creatures of the wild African savanna. At first sight, you can recognize zebras thanks to their distinctive black and white stripes. No two individuals are alike, similar to human fingerprints. These stripes are aesthetic and play an important role in social interactions between zebra individuals. However, zebra stripes are more than just a striking outfit. They are said to serve many different purposes. One prominent theory is that stripes help zebras camouflage. Although black and white are quite visible to humans, it is a different story for lions, the main predator of zebras. Opposing stripes can create a visual illusion called motion dazzle, making it difficult for predators to judge the true direction and speed of their prey. Another theory involves body temperature regulation. Black stripes absorb more sunlight and are hotter than white stripes, creating a temperature difference on the body. This difference is said to create small air currents that weave between the stripes, helping to cool the body in the intense heat of Africa. Besides their characteristic stripes, zebras also possess a series of features that help them survive. Their sturdy legs not only support their heavy bodies, but are also a powerful escape tool when encountering predators. They can run at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour and maneuver skillfully to avoid the claws of lions, hyenas, and cheetahs. Their ability to sense the environment is also very impressive. Zebras have keen hearing and eyesight. Their large ears can rotate in many directions, helping them hear even the smallest sounds from afar. Their developed sense of smell allows them to smell water from long distances, a vital skill in the arid conditions of the steppe. The zebra's teeth are also specially adapted to a high-fiber diet. Their strong, slanted molars help them chew through hard, dry grass that many other herbivores cannot digest. Zebra teeth grow continuously to compensate for the wear and tear caused by eating rough vegetation over long periods, a significant competitive advantage on the savanna. Zebra life is a blend of peace and harsh survival, woven by the constant whispering sounds of wind, grass, and nature's calls on the African savanna, where they have evolved and existed for millions of years. However, as herbivores, zebras cannot avoid the fate of becoming prey. Despite their ability to run as fast as 40 miles per hour, along with their extremely sharp senses, they often find themselves caught in the crosshairs of formidable predators such as lions, hyenas, and cheetahs. Life on the steppe is a series of days of vigilance. Even a moment of inattention can cost them their lives. Even large herds of zebra, seemingly safe when traveling together, are not completely immune to surprise attacks from ambush masters in the shadows of tall grass. Under the red sunset of the Serengeti steppe, a herd of zebras was leisurely grazing on the flat land, unaware of the deadly eyes watching their every move. Hidden behind tall grass, a lioness, a member of a large lion pride, was preparing for a perfect ambush. With yellow-brown fur that almost blends into the scene, the lioness slowly lowered her body, moving step by step without making a sound, keeping her breathing steady and her eyes locked on a young zebra separated from the herd. Lions are pack hunters, and females often take on the main role in hunts. Their favorite target is the zebra, a common herbivore, just the right size to provide a filling meal, but not as dangerous as a buffalo or elephant. However, hunting zebras is not easy. With speeds that can reach 40 miles per hour and highly alert instincts, zebras are challenging opponents. Therefore, lions must rely on group tactics and the element of surprise. After approaching the ideal distance, usually less than 30 meters, the lioness suddenly flares up like a tornado. The peace of the zebra herd was broken. The sound of hooves hitting the ground echoed loudly, and dust flew everywhere. The young zebra tried to speed away, but the lion was too close. In just a few seconds, the lion jumped up, sharp claws digging into the prey's hips. A bite to the neck cuts off the oxygen supply, causing the zebra to become exhausted quickly. The hunt ended quickly, and the other lions in the pride appeared one by one, sharing the spoils. On the African savanna, the moment of victory for a predator is also the tragic end of a wild creature. Under the bright yellow sunlight of the African savanna, the seemingly peaceful scene on the riverbank hides deadly dangers. Where there are dense trees and reeds taller than a person's head, a lioness, a skilled hunter, often hides in silence, patiently waiting for each careless step of her prey. Riverbanks are a particularly favorite place for them because here animals are forced to stop to drink water, easily becoming targets of sudden attacks. A young zebra had just bent down to drink water when disaster struck. From the bushes, a lioness rushed out with incredible speed, knocking the zebra down with all her body weight. In a split second, sharp teeth grabbed the prey's neck, but zebras refused to die easily. It struggled, rolled, and kicked hard backwards. Blood began to redden its neck, but its eyes were still burning with thirst for life. From afar, other zebras stood watching, screaming in panic, like a desperate call with no answer. They know that if they come closer, they will also become the next victim. The zebra fell, the grass flew, and the cheetahs tightened their sharp teeth on their prey's neck. The fierce pursuit only lasted a few dozen seconds, but its end was a rare victory, because taking down an adult zebra is not something a lone cheetah can do. However, in Masai Mara, anything is possible. Different from the familiar solitary image, some male cheetahs here have formed small hunting groups called coalitions. This cooperation brings distinct advantages. They can hunt larger prey together, increase their success rate, and most importantly, protect their loot from marauders like hyenas or lions. In the wild, strategy is the key to survival, and cheetahs have proven they are not only fast but also intelligent and extremely adaptable. The moment the zebra falls into the trap is the result of perfect coordination. One distracts, one blocks, and the other delivers a fatal strike to the hind leg, causing the prey to lose balance. Even though the zebra has powerful legs and a speed of up to 40 miles per hour, it still cannot escape the trio of cold hunters. This victory is a clear testament to the incredible strategic evolution of cheetahs, speedy predators that have learned to join forces to overcome the limits of their solitary instincts. Cheetahs know their limits, but sometimes they also need to learn from failure. A female cheetah takes her 3 cubs with her, beginning the most important training session of their lives, learning how to kill to survive. The target was a herd of zebras grazing nearby. The young cheetahs, still young and inexperienced, began to approach, causing panic in the herd. But the real danger comes not from the recruits, but from their mother, a seasoned hunter. A male zebra, probably the father of the herd, rushed out, blocking the way, creating an opportunity for both the young herd and the mother zebra to escape. An action that was not only brave, but also strategic. While the mother cheetah accelerates, reaching nearly 60 miles per hour, both the mother and father zebra work together to create a distraction, hindering the predator's pursuit. A cheetah's speed is a formidable weapon, but this time it encountered a wall, not rocks or sharp thorns, but the solidarity of a family. Even if the mother cheetah is experienced, she cannot overcome the zebra's combined tactics alone. The hunt ends, not with a roar of victory, but with the pounding beat of a hunter's heart, sighing in defeat. Once again, the step reminds us that survival is not just about being the strongest, it's about knowing how to connect at the right time. In the sweltering afternoon of the African savanna, when the ground shook with heat and dry winds blew through each clump of grass, a herd of zebras was leisurely grazing near a lowland. A young zebra, curious and unwary, gradually separated from its mother's protection. It was the ideal time for predators lurking nearby, a pride of cheetahs lurking in the distance. Unlike other big cats such as lions or leopards, cheetahs often hunt during the day, taking advantage of their sharp eyesight to observe every small movement on the savanna. Although they usually hunt alone, they sometimes cooperate in small groups, often with related males, to increase their chances of success when facing large or agile prey. When the time was ripe, a cheetah jumped out from the edge of the grass, starting a breathtaking chase. With its slender body, supple spine, and long, strong legs, it quickly reached speeds of more than 70 miles per hour, making it the fastest animal on land. All attention was focused on the young zebra, who was panicking and trying to find a way to escape. In just a few seconds, the gap narrowed. With a precise blow, the young zebra fell to the dusty ground. Without waiting long, the cheetah immediately started eating. In the fierce world of nature, eating on the spot is necessary. If there is a delay, the carcass can be stolen by hyenas, lions, or vultures. This is a fight, not only to hunt, but also to keep the fruits of survival. A breathtakingly dramatic scene is taking place in the middle of the African savanna. 5 ferocious hyenas are coordinating smoothly like a skilled army, forcing a poor zebra into a corner where there is no longer any way to escape. All directions of movement have been locked. And worse, the injured hind legs cause the zebra to almost completely lose its ability to run away, its most important survival weapon. In the midst of that life and death moment, everyone who witnessed it felt their hearts heavy. Everyone understands that no miracle will happen today. Although the zebra struggled desperately, trying to fight back until its last breath, under the siege of a herd of hungry and cruel animals, it was forced to accept its grim end as an inevitable part of the harsh cycle of wild nature. Hyenas, the most hated carnivores, are a symbol of coldness and brutality. They can eat their species, even their young. With their hideous appearance and terrifying laughter echoing in the night, hyenas have been associated with the darkest legends. In some African cultures, people believe that witches can transform into hyenas, using that body to bring disaster to people. However, behind that scary image is a truth that few people want to admit. Hyenas are just survivors in the cruel nature, where only the strong and wise can survive for a long time. They do not fight out of cruelty, but out of survival. Hyenas' tactics may not be as glorious as other predators, but in terms of effectiveness, few can surpass them. On the African savanna, spotted hyenas are second only to lions when fighting alone, and many times, when their numbers are overwhelming, they even dare to threaten the king of the forest. Hyenas are not evil. They are simply an indispensable part of the harsh dance of survival that nature wrote millions of years ago. During the Great Migration across the Serengeti Plains, hundreds of thousands of zebras and antelopes travel from Tanzania to Kenya in search of lush pastures and water, an arduous journey spanning hundreds of miles and fraught with danger. In that migratory herd, not every individual was lucky enough to overcome all the challenges. One of the zebras did not have as good a fate as his fellow zebras. When the herd was swimming through a river full of crocodiles, it also threw itself into the water, making a final jump to shore in a desperate attempt to escape. But at that moment, a giant crocodile bit his stomach. Even though he managed to escape and stand on the shore, the damage was done. The zebra tried to stand up, its legs shaking and wobbling, while blood poured out from the large wound in its abdomen. The internal organs began to fall out, covering the ground, dyeing the water red right where it had just emerged from the river. The scene was horrifying, but that was the cruel nature of wild nature, where there was no room for hesitation. Finally, because of too much blood loss, the zebra collapsed on the wet ground. It took a few final gasps before everything fell silent. From the water, crocodiles rushed up, as if awakened by the smell of fresh blood. The hunt is over, the natural cycle of life and death continues to spin. Migration will continue, but life and death are always inseparable companions on that journey. Although he often becomes a target in the eyes of lions, hyenas, or crocodiles, zebras continue to live, continue to migrate, and continue to fight. Because life, although fragile, still burns intensely in every step of their feet. Thank you for watching the video. If you find the zebra's story interesting, please leave a like and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other dramatic survival journeys in the wild.